All right, today's vlog. So I'm gonna do a vlog every day for almost a year, I guess. Holy moly!
The bear got us again.
The bear was here last night. Well, this day's vlog includes shoveling up the trash. Here, there you go. Hold that. Let me get a shovel.
Hello.
Say hi to Haley. We're hanging out today.
Oh, this is weird. There's a glare. Okay, there we go. Our friend the bear came back.
So, this happened yesterday. Hey, your bear was here, Andrea!
She got a picture. She didn't get to see him, though. Shoveling the trash.
Loves your new cooking show.
It's been a good couple months. Maybe it's a new bear. Yep. Yeah.
Saw it across the street. Oh, say hi to Andrea, everybody.
Hi.
Say hi, Andrea.
Oh, hi. I didn't know we had a camera running.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a daily vlog every day till the party.
I'm thinking May for the party, like last time. Let me know if May works for everybody.
And I just want to say, hey, I really appreciate the response we got for the party. It was pretty epic. There's some people that said they were going to come that were there for the first one, and it was a really good time. And then there were some people that said they were going to come from far, far, far away. So I think it's always cool when you have guests that come from over the pond, and it's never a disappointment, man. It's just a great time to get together and meet everybody that you watch on YouTube. The people are real.
Yeah, Hubin said his Beersphere thing is ready for the raffles again, too.
Beersphere. That was a raffle thing we did.
Yeah.
We'll probably, I don't know, will we do that again this time? Or?
Yeah, because a lot of people seem to like to do it. It was a participation thing.
It's fun.
So.
That'd be cool if everybody started making videos. They would have to participate, huh?
Yeah, they'd have to participate.
All right. All right, Haley. Well, that concludes the trash part of the day.
I need to go get my sunglasses.
I have some in my car you can use.
I have a pair in my room if you need them.
All right. Automatic garage
You don't
door
want to use the
opener.
pair that's in Dad's car. They'll feel like you do.
All right, we're gonna go for a little ride. We gotta make a parts run. Gonna take Haley Bug out to lunch, and when we get back, we're gonna do a little work on the bus. I ordered some materials, so I should have some paper here when we get back, and paper, some tape, and some putty, stuff like that. You know, body stuff. It's been a while.
Mama Cat wants to go for a ride.
Mama Cat can't go for a ride. All right, we're gonna turn you off, blend this together. I'm trying to do that edit thing now, so you guys don't forget to re-push that cord button, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, we're gonna do a little dent repair here on the old bus. And I'm gonna put a little piece of tape in here so we don't get a lot of residual down in the door jamb. So just like if we were gonna prime it, I'm gonna back tape it and put this in there and make everything all happy. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. Go.
Hey, Dad.
What?
All the clothes in the living room are yours.
Doing a little repair this morning on this bus. Gonna fix this little dent right here in the door in the front end. Put a little tape in the jamb here so you don't get any glazing putty down in the jamb. So we back tape that. Now we're just gonna push it in with a stick like so. The Bondo Our glazing putty will not stick to the masking tape. So this works pretty good if you want to keep it clean. You're just doing a little small area, little masking tape, and you can pull that right out and clean your line up. So we're going to put a little, I call it spot putty, glazing putty, whatever. So, you know, the finishing putty. This happens to be Sherwin-Williams brand, I believe. So we're going to give this a try. It's called Fast Flow Glaze. Say that 3 times really fast. So anyway, let's mix some of this up. Just going to squirt some out here. This is a brand new bulk towel. I don't have anything to poke a hole in it with, so we're just going to pour some out there like that. Just a little smidge is all we're going to need. Just want to hit it, seal it up with this. We'll block this down with a little 320. And then we'll throw a little primer on there. And we'll be done. You want to knead the hardener like a potato salad. You know, you want to make sure you get it all worked together there before you open it and introduce it into the putty. Also, it's a good idea to knead the putty can because it can come unmixed when it sits on the shelf. And you know, while you're doing this, if you feel any little granulars or rough stuff in the hardener, you probably want to disregard that and get another tube of hardener. This will go bad if you leave it in a hot climate or a heavy moisture area. So beware of that. So I don't know the exact mixing ratio here. I'm sure if you search the interwebs, you could find a mathematical equation there. But there you go. That's a spot to a spot. You know, bigger spot of putty than hardener. And not very scientific. We're just going to mix this up. Try to get it all one color. You know, you don't want it to look like a tie-dye t-shirt. So yeah, we'll get it all blue, and then we'll be ready to spread the goo. Now, some guys are good enough to use one spreader, one for mixing and one for spreading. I'm not that guy because there's always a little bit of unmixed residual on the old putty spreader there, you know, when you get done. So let me clean this up as clean as possible. Just want a little white right on the affected area. Like so. I don't want to get the line all filled in, so we got our tape in there. And then we'll let that harden up, and we'll give it a little block, and we'll be ready for some high build primer, maybe a coat or two, just a little spot right there. And then we'll be ready for some paint on Monday. We'll let that primer sit for a day, and be ready to go to town. We're just doing a little spot repair here. Nothing major. So we'll get this done, and hopefully by the time I get this all finished up, our transmission will be here. And I got to do my mom's Lexus. She's crashed it again, so I got to do some stuff on that for her, a bumper cover or two, maybe a fender, so that'll be coming up. And yeah, you know, I got a lot of my stuff to paint. We're going to be doing that. We got to work on that Nova, get it moving. And yeah, I'd just like to take the time to mention that I saw him where Mr. Heavy Chevy wanted to make sure that, you know, to be perfectly clear that I wasn't talking about his mom. And no, it's not your mom. It's whose mom is it though? That's what everybody wants to know. And it's the thumbs down guy. You know, we decided that instead of addressing him, we would just make friends with their mothers, and 9 out of 10 times their moms like it. So when you want to know who we're referring to. It's a little thing that Matthew came up with, and he thought it would be good if we added it to the end of our videos. However, I seem to be the only one, you know, doing it. So hopefully those guys will start making videos soon and it'll make more sense. But until then, no sense watching paint dry. We'll let this set up for a little while. I'll turn you guys back on in a little bit. We're going to use a DuraBlock to sand that down. Little product placement there. DuraBlock. And we're just going to knock that down, make sure it's flat. And then we're going to put some primer on there, and then we're going to put some paint on it and clear it, and we'll be done with this. Alright, I'm babbling. I'm going to go ahead and take it easy. I got some weed eating to do. We're doing some scrapping today, getting rid of some stuff, you know, around here. Trying to reorganize my life and transition into different things, I guess. It's a scary time for me. I'm trying to get the nerve up to go back to school and try to learn how to do something where I can make a living and provide for my family again. And pretty much all I know is working on cars, but I don't think that's going to be a possibility for a full-time job. So, you know, anybody out there's got a convenience store or something they need a cashier for, let me know. I got my motorhome, I can move, and yeah. But anyway, I'm babbling, so we'll be back with this dent later. And until then, you guys have a wonderful Saturday, and make it a great day. Alright, I'm going to finish this repair up this morning. So we already put a little putty on it the other day. You can't see that, of course, because the camera angle is awful in here. Because I need to work on that. I lost my tripod and I need to buy another one. But anyway, we're going to hit this with a little 320 on the block. 320 dry. Using the DuraBlock, the little one. Because I'm just trying to stay in the affected area. You know, I don't want to get carried away. So we're just going to lightly hit this, smooth it out, go a little beyond our repair so we have a little room for the primer to blend out. And I hit this with a little 180, so this is taking some of those scratches out also. Pulled my tape out of the lines, so all that looks really nice. Just want to make sure you block this nice and crisp, because if it's not, you'll see it. This is 2 little small dents, so nothing major here. Alright, wipe it off a little bit. We're going to tape this up with some primer now. And we'll put all the putty and stuff onto the side here. Just got that all over my finger. I like 2-inch tape, 1.5 whatever. It's easy to use. You can use it for a lot of different things. We'll go ahead and open this up and back tape this jam so we don't get a lot of tape or a lot of paint, primer creeping into the door jamb here. You want to keep your area clean. Try to make your repair undetectable. Now I'm just going to fold the tape back into the jamb and roll it in. And I'll use a paint stick to finish it off when I close the door. A spreader works good too. Take that and work the tape into the jamb so it's sealed off. Basically like sticking a piece of Dart tape in there. You want to make sure that you get the jamb sealed off at the same spot. You got to make sure that your repair is fully primered, so make sure that the tape's pushed back far enough where you can Get the affected area covered with this sufficient amount of primer that you need to cover the scratches, even though it's in the jam. You know, open the door and stuff, you can see that. Alright, that takes care of the jam. Now we're just going to back tape the surrounding area. Spot putties everywhere, man. I must have just, you thought I juggled the stuff. Alright. So back taping, what I mean by that is you have this piece of tape, we're going to put it down, then we're going to roll it back, and it'll leave a soft edge so you don't have a sharp line wherever your primer stops. I like to put the tape far enough back from the repair where I don't have a line where the primer builds on the tape, because high build primer can be very difficult to get that line out, and you'll see it after you paint the car. You'll have a nice little sharp line there that appears through the paint and clear. And just highlights the repair area, if you know what you're looking at. But you can use some dark tape, or you can use some 1.5 or 2-inch tape, fold it in half, and it leaves the soft edge, and it's much better. Anytime you high build prime, you want to leave a soft edge, because it definitely will leave a serious tape line. Or just don't prime right up to it. Alright, we got the paper machine right here. There we go. Can't quite pick one of those up yet. Anywho, it's also when you fold the tape over like that, you can actually use the tape to stick your paper down. Of course, you're going to have to add a little more tape here and there to support the paper, but it's like third hand. Bonus, bonus. So this is going to about wrap this up. I still don't have my tranny yet. It didn't show up today. Today's early, Monday. I've been making this video for a few days. And so I've been making videos for a few days and haven't taken them out of the camera, so I'll splice a few days together. And so if you wonder why it's randomness, it's different days run together. So had lunch with my mom yesterday. That was cool. Everybody went out to lunch. Got to all eat together. And that was nice. And she's fixing her car soon. She wrecked her car again. She's getting to the age where she likes to feel her parking spot, you know. Scrapes her way into it. The scary part is when they tell you they don't know how it happened. Anyway. Alrighty. Just about got the paper part done. We'll mix a little primer up. And yeah, get this thing done. Got to match the paint. So maybe I'll show you how to do that. Or how I do it anyway. I don't have a camera called a Prophet. I don't have one of those. I do have a you know, local supplier that works with me, and he'll help me out if I got a color that I can't match. I can come down there and use this camera, and gets you pretty close. On this white paper, you know, you want to put your shiny side out. I don't like the green paper too much because it makes dust. Paper makes dust, believe it or not, it's true. And this paper is a lot easier to bend and move around corners and stuff because it's thinner. You get a lot more paper on the roll too. Even though it is a little more expensive, that's one of the tricks they do with the green paper. it's so thick that you know, you don't get as many wraps per roll, so you're actually getting less paper. Cheaper, but you're getting less paper. This should be more than enough coverage here. That's another thing with a 36-inch paper, you know, you don't have to tape a bunch of time. One direction each way and you're good. I need a little more right here. One more piece. Just to be safe. We're painting it anyway, but nothing worse than overspray. So it's been a while since I've had to do any paint work. My wife doesn't like me to do it anymore, so I try not to do it. And there's plenty of other guys who make videos on YouTube on how to paint stuff. But this used to be my passion, what I did every day. And I did body work towards the end of my career. But I never got away from the painting. I always, you know, when you do this for a living, you get hungry, I guess, or greedy. I think it's greedy, not hungry. And I did body work during the day, crash and burns at the dealership. And then they let me do the all the car lot cars, you know, everything that they were gonna put on the used car lot and fix, little bumper jobs, and they had a vendor doing it and they turned it over to me, and I love that. Let me do body work and paint, which is something you don't ever get to do at a dealership. It's one or the other usually. But anyway, let's see. Take a look at this repair here. There's what we got. Two little spots. We blended it out with some 320, and pretty much you see paint or the repair. And that's how I like to do it. And I like to have a lot of, you know, different substrates poking out, metal here, paint here, Bondo there. It's never a good thing. So let's go get some high build and we'll throw down some primer on this. So I might have to put the camera down for this angle here, tricky Vicky. But use some of this primer here, some high build Surfacer Gray PPX 55 primer. Let's try some of that. This is brand new stuff here. Try it out. It's a 4-to-1 high build, heavy. Seems to be glued down to the bench there. Got the fan going in here today, circulate the air. Excuse the bench, like I said, I haven't been doing this in a while, so it's a little crusty. Let's go back and get that hardener. We're gonna need a paint gun too. It's amazing how involved this gets at this point, you know. You gotta get a lot of stuff dirty. Anyway, there's our hardener. And yeah. Got an oil change to do on that today. Again. 4,200-mile trip out there to the YouTube party. Worth every penny of it. It was a good trip. Recharge the batteries. Get to be around people that have jobs. Do constructive stuff for a living. It's always cool to get a different perspective. And it's really cool to see the difference it makes when you go to a different part of the country. Let me get you guys set up here on the motor cam. Anyway, it's going to be difficult, boys. It's going to be difficult here. Let's put you in the cam hole. I had you in the main bearings, and he's wanting to slide around there. And it's dicking me. There we go. How's that? That's not too bad. Woo, doggy. That's just made for camera. Camera standing. Look at that, man. Paint cup with a broken bottom. I hate that kind. Anyway, we got some primer here. I need a screwdriver. I had one over here, a broken one. There it is. I don't have to go far for stuff here. Everything's closing in. Let me get this bus out of here. I'm going to take everything out of the building and throw away everything I don't need. I'm going to throw away a lot of stuff. Smells good. Let's stir it up, shall we? It's supposed to be gray. It's very dark gray. Dark gray, very thick bodied. Look at the stick in there, huh? It's very thick. High build, just like it should be. I don't know where I went there for a minute. Sorry, I'm back. Anyway, here's some gray. I want to stir this up really good. Pull from the bottom up to the top. Knead it together really well. Try not to spill it all over the can. I don't know if I got a lid somewhere. Usually have a lid. Should have a lid somewhere. Pour a lid. Have to look around. That makes it easier, and I can just put it on the machine over there, and when I stir the toners, the primer stirs. I'm gonna have to cut all this out. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch primer stir. I'm almost positive of it. But anyway, stir the primer really well. It's important, you know. I think Reuben was one who said stir well before use. He noticed that a lot of guys didn't really stir their product very well. So I always stir a few extra minutes for Reuben now. Haven't seen a video from him in a while. You know, a couple guys were sort of missing in action on the videos. So we need to step it up. I might start doing a vlog video, try to do a video every day, just so we can keep in touch till the party, so you guys know it's actually a real thing. I mean, some of you new guys are reluctant to, you know, come to Florida for a party because, you know, God, what if it's terrible, and what if they don't have it, and what if it rains? And we had rain last year, and we still had a great time. We're going to talk about a few different venues at the party, and we're going to do a separate video for that. So I don't want to confuse anybody, and I want everybody to get the information. So got a couple dates that might be possibilities, and we'll see what works for everybody. I already had a really good response for people saying that they want to come. There it goes down the side of the can. Can't even help it. I don't even have any paper towels over here, so that's probably not good. And where's my garbage can? Alrighty. So we're going to attempt to pour some of this into this cup. We don't need a lot of primer here. We just need a splash. The trick is to try to pour it into the cup without compromising your scale, or just pure dropping it. So what I usually do is I'll use 2 cups. A lot of guys have a little dipper cup. Normally I have a lid like so that I can put on there, and you can just, you know, open it and close it, and these are real handy. I'll pick one of those up when I go to the warehouse next time. Until now, we're going to pour it just like you would at home. It's about as drama-free as you can get going out of a fresh gallon there. So I don't think we messed our scale up. We might be able to use this. And look at that, it's poured almost perfect. You got your scale. Your first line of increments is for your product. Your second line is for your hardener. This is a 4-to-1 mixture, meaning that there's 4 parts primer and 1 part hardener. Before you open your hardener, you want to make sure to put your lid back on your primer. You don't ever want to open a hardener and still have your uncatalyzed product exposed to a catalyzed product, because you can partially catalyze your gallon, and that would be bad. So anyway, we're going to put this down on the floor. Oh yeah! I already got it on me. I'm going to try to wipe that off on this piece of paper over here. And stay as clean as possible today. So next we have our hardener. This is a catalyzed product, meaning that it takes a component to harden the primer. There's a cat laying upside down over there. It looked like a dead animal. I'm sorry for my distraction there for a minute. So anyway, we have our 4-to-1 column. We're gonna put our hardener in there. Perfection. I love cups because you have the graduated scale. You get the proper mixing ratio, and it's easy. You can use a stick. And what I mean by a stick, all mine's stuck in the bucket. They make a mixing stick, and it has several different ratios on it, and you can use that to mix your paint also. The only problem with a stick, I used a stick for a lot of years, and I went to paint school. I don't know what paint company it was, but they broke me of my bad habit, because a lot of times the container that you use to mix your paint in is not symmetrical from the top to the bottom. So if your container is smaller at the bottom and larger at the top, even if you use a stick, measuring stick, your ratio could be off because of the taper of the container. So if you do use a stick, you want to make sure that you use a paint can which is flat on the bottom and symmetrical from top to bottom. Little tip. Anywho, let's stir this up. Introduce the hardener to the primer. Let it meet together for a minute or two. And we're going to go in there and we're going to wipe that area off with a paper towel, lint free of course. And we're going to prime it up, and then we're going to work on doing the color match. And in a day or two we'll paint this. And I wanted to prime this the other day and let the primer sit. It just didn't work out, so we'll prime it today and let it sit. Still don't have the transmission here, and hopefully I can get this repair done before that gets here, so I can just pop the tranny in and they can go. I'm sure they're getting more than excited to drive their bus. It's been here for a while. It happens sometimes when you gotta start ordering stuff. So we're using a cheap paint gun here. No name, no thrills. It's worked real well for me for primer and pretty much anything that I don't want to put in a good gun. It's got a 1/4 tip, nothing really crazy. You're going to use a poly surfacer. You probably want to increase your tip size. I don't even know where all that came from, but it was on the bench. Stuck my hand in there. But we got a rag, so we're good to go. Alright, this is the part where you need to get a respirator and put your respirator on, because this stuff's really bad for you. So let me find that. My son's using it for something other than painting, so we'll turn the fan on and well ventilate the area. If you don't have a fan, you need to do this outside, because this paint is not good for you in any way, shape, or form. So you want to definitely have a ventilated area to do this kind of stuff, or a fan, which we will turn on. I have to get you set back up. Alright. It's going to get noisy with the fan on. It's one of the byproducts of the fan. I'm trying not to touch the paint gun because it has paint on it. Hey, there's a Nova. Bam. Turn that fan on. We'll slide back in here. This fan pulls pretty much everything out of here, so we'll be safe. back in the camera hole there. Can't really see a whole lot there. We'll come over here and see the affected area there. We got it taped off. And sorry for the angle there, or the dangle. Put one more piece of tape on over here because the paper's moving around now. There's air flowing through the booth here. Let me get my sunglasses from over here. Don't want to get overspray on them. Put this back here. Okay. Alrighty. That puts out a lot of material, so we're going to choke it down a little bit. Turn the air pressure down. Small little area. We're going to start by priming the affected area, and we'll move out a little bit. You want to, you know, not get it as thick out here as you do on your repair. You know, you want to be able to feather out the high build, or it'll actually look like a dent, you know, an Audi. So that's pretty much it. It's not very much, you know. We'll put a little air on there, air dry it a little bit. Want to observe your flash times, of course, you know, if you're using a product, make sure that you wait the proper amount of time between coats. This flashes off pretty quick, so I'm told. And you'll see the primer go from shiny to a satin finish. And when it does that, you can recoat it. You want to make sure that you get your primer on sort of on the wet side too. You don't want to get a lot of runs in it, but you don't want it to be so dry that you're having to repair the primer to make the car smooth. So this is the last process here before we paint, you know, so we'll prime this, let it sit, we'll come back and sand this with some 400 wet, maybe a little 600, and scuff our blend panels and paint away. You can see that my primer's just reaching the paper over here, so I won't have a bad line. That's what I meant by tape it far enough back so your primer's not, so you're not actually overlapping the primer over the edge of your paper there. Oh, it looks beautiful. Now it just needs to be red. So we'll, that's 2 coats. We'll put 1 more coat on there. That'll be more than enough for this repair. We finished it in 320. So there's not a lot of scratch to fill up. And it's looking really good down in the line. Our tape is blocking the overspray from going into the door jamb. But we're getting plenty of coverage around the repair area. Okay, we're just putting a little airflow over there to accelerate the flash. It's a little trick you can do. If you're using waterborne, you know, you have to excite the panel anyway with air to get it to dry. So depending on what area you're in, it's probably going to have a lot to do with the product that you're using. About 20 pounds of air pressure. I know somebody's going to ask that question, so. Anyway, this primer looks pretty good. It's laying down real nice. Goes on really flat. I like that. And it's a pretty good price on it. So sometimes you got to have an alternative to the main line, because sometimes it's too expensive for a smaller shop. So. That's it. That is it. We'll clean up the gun. I got way too much primer, of course, but I mixed the smallest amount I can. This will get hard, of course, so it's no good. And I don't have anything right now to throw any primer on, so we'll just pour it back into the mixing cup and let it catalyze into a puff, and we'll dispose of it after it's hard. So that's that. Go ahead and pull the paper off and clean this up in here. So, quite the operation for a little spot, but that's what it takes. I like to leave this one in until it dries, so you don't wipe all the primer out of the jam, or the, you know, where you turn the corner there. So we'll pull that out later. That pretty much wraps it up. Just pretty much collapsed off. It's not going anywhere. You can see how it's you know, changing down. Very nice here today, low humidity, so everything works exactly like it's supposed to. Usually we're breathing water here, and it's well, it's still 89% humidity there. It's not ideal by any means, but the temperature is quite pleasant there in the mid-70s, so that's cool. Anywho, that's that. Let's go ahead and clean this up, and we got some other stuff. We'll go make a run in the bus to get rid of some motor oil. Maybe I'll take you guys with me for that. But you guys aren't watching the gun get clean. I'll do that myself without any help. But let me adjust the camera there. Until the next time, don't forget to push the record button, and hope that showed somebody something. I don't know, somebody said do a video on bodywork, and I did one, so somebody else do one now, Matt. Alright, I got some Earl there, Mobile 1. That's what this takes. And I got a new K&N air cleaner. So we're going to put that in, we're going to do an oil change, and we got to do a wash and clean this thing up. It's dirty. Hans left the spoiler up. I don't know if he used it. And he knows where all the little switches are. I guess you can manually put that up. Or, alright, so we got the bus prime back there, so we got to work on this a little bit today. We got to put the air cleaner in that I ordered. We got the oil change from the Kansas City trip. We just changed it before we left, but I think we put about, I don't know, about 4,500 miles, and I'm getting used to the synthetic thing, but I still don't want to leave the oil in there. So we got a filter, we got the oil. I got to find the filter out of the car, but first we got to get rid of the old oil. So let's go do that. I'll show you what I do with the old oil, and it's a pretty good deal. It's free. Anyway, let's carry these. They're heavy. Heavy. Good, the door's open. But anyway, I got some more oil in here, and we'll bring a couple of these containers back and dump our old oil out. There's Mer Earl from the motorhome. So we'll put it in the transporter container there, just in case we don't have any accidents. And let's go for a ride in the bus. I gotta clean this bad boy out and do some body work on it. I had to replace all the fuel lines yesterday because it was pouring gas out. But the fuel lines with no holes in them, but just leaking gas. So I'll replace those bad boys. Got a nice fire extinguisher just in case, because there's nothing worse than a bus fire. So let me I'll set you guys down for a minute, fire you back up, and we'll go over to the oil dump place. I almost forgot this part. This is for Greg Porter. This is that new starter, Greg. Give it a listen. It starts every time. Sweet. Anywho, let's go ahead and take a ride in the bus. Some of you guys will get mad if I don't give you a ride in the bus. It's been a while. I'm not going too far to the local fire station. So we get rid of the oil at for free. They take it. The bears have been fierce lately, man. It's back into the garbage again. When I tie this all together, it's a couple days of video, and I've been picking the bear stuff up for days now. For days. It's a little different than the old Porsche. Much more manual feeling. Oh yeah, that scared the shit out of that old guy, I'm sure. Scared the shit out of me. Forgot about the firework exhaust. That went for a ride. She's stone cold. Stone cold. This goes a little backfire when it's cold like that. It's good for the backfire. So you don't have to drive very far. There's a little car lot right there. They closed it down. Probably the wrong permits. Gotta have everything in order around here, man. No sliding through the cracks in this little city. Anyway, here's the oil place right here. Let me go ahead and get turned around, and I'll turn you back on in a little bit. Alright, let's clean somebody's mess up. They left 5 gallons of oil sitting out here and a bucket with a filter in it. It's like, man, if your city is nice enough to have somewhere where you can dump your oil, at least dump it in the damn tank. Don't lay it on the ground. That's awful. So I cleaned that up. I got some paper towels down here soaking the oil up. It's at a fire station. I'm sure they're equipped to deal with it, but why should they have to? People just need to act right. I'm saving the old containers, that way I can dump my oil into it next time, or you can throw your containers away here. Ooh yeah, that's motorhome goodness there, man. Diesel. I got a lot of oil this time. Probably not that dirty. I should have saved this for Mr. CW. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees this video. towels. Oh, there's no cleaning diesel oil up, man. Maybe I should just throw those out. Yep. Let's throw the diesel ones out. There's no cleaning them up. It's just nasty. I'm gonna listen to a story about a man named Jed, poor mountaineer bear kept fed. Anywho, one more to go. We can leave. One more. Get this nasty shit out of here. One more. These are awkward containers, by the way. Yep. Go, caterpillar oil. Alright. That pretty much concludes the oil dump run. That's what the other guy left. Now you close the lid back. Turn thing. It's real simple. It's real simple, people. One guy changed his oil one time. He put the filter, the drain bucket, and the dirty oil right here on the ground. And he didn't want his drain bucket. He wasn't never doing that again. Anyway, that's where we're at. Local little firehouse. Nice place here. Nice. There you go. Self-serve oil. Yak. You can pause it and read it and all that stuff. Anywho, let me shut this off and we'll go back to the house. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, or hate the video, but do something. Go out and push the record button and make something happen. I think that's going to be a day. The car's all clean and the oil's changed. We got the bus primed today. We did a little video on that. And we'll call that a wrap and work on the next one.